Harivo. Let us chant from verses 21 to 30 of chapter 9. Te tam bhukta swargalokam vishalam kshine punye matyalokam vishanti yevam trayi dharmamanu prapannaha gata-gatam kama-kama labhante ananyaschintayanto ma ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham yepyanyadevata bhaktaha yajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajantya vidhipurvakam aham hi sarvayajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatte natascha bhanti te yanti deva vrita devan pitran yanti pitra vritaha bhutani yanti bhutejyaha yanti madhyajinopi ma patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha yat karoshi yadashnasi yad juhoshi dadasi yat yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madhatpanam shubha shubha palairevam mokshase karma bandhanaihi sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mamupaishyasi samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshyosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mahite teshu chapyaham api che sudhuracharaha bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhurepa samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti. 22, he spoke about the Ananya Bhakti, where I grant you yoga, I grant you Shema. So there you saw the promise. There you saw the guarantee. He's saying, I will grant you yoga and I will grant you Shema. And then in verse number 23 that we studied last, there are some clarifications also which we will take it up. Verse number 23, he spoke about those who worship other gods, though contrary to traditional practice, though it is avidhi purvakam, though it is contrary to traditional practice, I grant them. They also worship me alone. Now the question is this. He is classifying two kinds of worship now. Worshipping me and worshipping other gods. Worshipping me means asking for moksha. Worshipping other gods implies what your desires are. Whatever deity you are worshipping, that deity is symbolic of your desire. If you are not worshipping me, again I repeat, carefully follow. If you are not worshipping me, you are worshipping other gods. And who are the other gods? Various deities. And various deities are symbolic of your desires. Therefore, other deities symbolizes your desire. So when you worship Saraswati, you are not asking for moksha, you are asking for knowledge. Knowledge for what? Not for definitely moksha. When you pray Lakshmi, Lakshmi for what? Wealth. And wealth definitely not for moksha. Therefore, it is very clear when you are worshipping other deities, it explains what your desires are. It only simply says what your desires are. Out of ignorance, I am working. Why can't you grant me moksha? I don't know, because I am ignorant. I don't know. Ignorantly, I am doing. But you being the supreme reality, you being the whatever the words they use, you being all that, why can't you grant moksha? For which, what will be the answer? The answer is, nobody is leaving the choice to me, he said. If the choice is left to me, I will give only moksha to everybody. Why will I give Lakshmi? Why will I give knowledge? Why will I give all that? I will grant moksha to everybody if the choice is given to me. But nobody gives the choice to me, because everybody comes with their own choices. Since everybody comes with their own choices, what do I do? What do I do? I am only the karma pala data. I am only the fruit giver. I don't decide your choice. You decide your choice. Whatsoever you choose, I give the result. So if you come and ask me, why don't you choose? What will I choose? I will choose moksha. I will choose moksha and give. Okay, even if I choose moksha and give, the whole class will become empty straight away. Why? Why the whole class will become empty? Why the whole temple will become empty? Why everything will become empty? Nobody wants moksha. Why? We want moksha, sir, but first let me finish this. First, then I'll come to moksha. Just one thing is pending. I'll finish that, then I'll come to moksha. So the moment God says, I will grant you moksha, so sometimes we think God should declare, anybody comes to my temple will only give one moksha, not anything else. Nobody will go to any place of worship. Why? Because the choice is not his. The choice is yours. The law. What is the law? In the language of intellect, it's called the goal, ideal. In the language of devotion, bhakti, it is called sankalpa. Again, I repeat. In the language of intellect, it is called a goal. Whatsoever your goal is, you pursue it with Shraddha, you will get it. In the language of bhakti, we don't use the word goal, they use the word sankalpa. Therefore, yata sankalpaha tata palam, he says. Whatsoever sankalpa you have, result you will get accordingly. But it is contrary to, Why it is contrary? Because the Shastra says, you have a wonderful opportunity to do this bhakti. Why can't you do nishkama bhakti and come to me directly rather than asking for all these things? Therefore, avidhi purvakam. What is avidhi purvakam means? Avidhi means nobody exercise the right choice. Nobody exercise the right choice. But sir, I want moksha. Everybody says I want moksha only. But the price, nobody is willing to pay. Moksha, everybody wants. Price, nobody is willing to pay. What is the price? Ramatirtha says, who doesn't want to become a Jesus Christ? Everybody wants to become a Jesus Christ. Who doesn't want? Because the glamour, the following, the churches, everything, who doesn't want to be? Everybody wants to become a Jesus Christ. The question is, what is the price you have to pay if you want to become the Jesus Christ? When the price is told, everybody withdraws his. When the price is set, what is the price? Crucifixion is the price. Crucifixion is the price you have to pay if you want to become Jesus Christ. But here we all want to moksha, but we don't want to pay the price. What is the price? As I will be doing other things, God must give me moksha. He says it is against the law. It is against the law. How it is against the law? What you worship for, what you pursue is what you get. What you pursue is what you get. And whatsoever you pursue with Shraddha, you will get it. Anything you pursue with Shraddha, you will get it. After getting it, people come and complain why it is not like this. Why result is not like this? Why some complaints they come up with. Why? Avidhi purvakam. Contrary to the law. What is contrary to the law? You do not want to give up any of your attachments. See, even the grossest thing, actually it is not grossest because this is what is so subtlest in life for everybody. Even the grossest thing, the wealth nobody wants to give up. Forget about giving up emotions. Forget about giving up the egoistic notion of I know. Even the grossest thing, a person is not willing to give up. What moksha you are talking about? Therefore, Krishna says, don't come and complain as though I am not giving you moksha. Because the complaint is if you have the power to give moksha, previous verse 22, he said, Yoga Kshemam Pahamiham. I have the power to grant you yoga. I have the power to grant you kshema. When you say I can grant it, why can't you grant it now? He says, no, that power means that I don't have. What is it that I don't have? Only one thing. What? Whatsoever. That is why whatsoever sankalpa you do, that's what you get. That's why when we do the puja, they do the sankalpa, no? What is the sankalpa they do? Have you ever observed the sankalpa they do in the pujas? For 10-minute puja, they do 150 things they will ask, isn't it? Mama Saha Kudumbanam, not only for this fellow, for his entire parivar, he will ask. And what is he doing? 5-minute puja he is doing. For that, what should God grant in return? Mama Saha Kudumbanam, Kshema, Stairya, Virya, Vijaya, Ayuhu, Arogya, Aishwarya, Abhivriddhi. For whom? For him and his family. Ishta Kamyartha Siddhyartham. Ishta Kamyartha means what all they want. Ishta Kamya Siddhi. That also you should. Phala Purushartha Siddhartham, except moksha, all other Purusharthas for please grant me all these. One big sankalpa they have. The sankalpa, more than the puja, sankalpa list is big, isn't it? Puja list is so small. Sankalpa list is so big. God says in verse number 23, I will grant you all that. But it is avidhi purvakam. What is avidhi purvakam? You will get it. You will get it. But what you will not achieve out of it, you will get it. But what you will not achieve, whatever the consequences of fulfilling the desire is what you will get. You will not get me. Because you are asking for fulfillment of desires, that you will get. Fulfillment of desire you will get. Along with the fulfillment of desire, what you will get? Along with the fulfillment of the desire, what you will get? The consequences also will come. Don't blame me and come and ask me for exemption. Don't come to me asking for exemption. What is the exemption? Desire, I will fulfill. That you should bless me. And consequences, when it comes, what you should do? Grant me exemption. So all prayers boiling down to what? Asking for. All prayers boil down to asking for exemptions. I'm worshipping you, no, and you have all the power, no. Why can't you grant exemption? For which he says, no. You violate the law, you will not be granted exemption. You violate the law, you will not be granted exemption. You can stand upside down and walk around the temple again and again and again. Nothing will happen. Why? Because they drew a distinction. Deity specific worship and what he calls as Ananya Chinta here. What is the difference between the two? Technically, it is called Sakama Bhakti and Nishkama Bhakti. Understand the difference, because that is very important. Sakama Bhakti is Bhakti for a Kama desire. Nishkama Bhakti is Bhakti for eliminating the desires. Sakama and Nishkama. That's why in Karma Yoga also we say Sakama Karma and Nishkama Karma. And Nishkama Karma is Karma Yoga, Yajna Karma. Same word is used for Bhakti also here. Same word is, same Sakama and Nishkama is used here. But generally what happens? They will do Sakama and hope for the highest result. Actually, what are they seeking? What are they doing actually? They are doing desired and. So what is Sakama Bhakti? Sakama Bhakti is verse number 23. Nishkama Bhakti is verse number 22. Now we are doing the reverse. Nishkama Bhakti is verse number 22. Sakama Bhakti is verse number 23. So what is this Sakama Bhakti means? You have to worship that specific deity. Sakama Bhakti is deity specific. First thing, it is specific to a deity. You can't worship Lakshmi and ask for knowledge. You worship Lakshmi, you want. Therefore, first thing about Sakama Bhakti is deity specific. When it is deity specific means what? You can't go to other deities and ask for this result. Why? Because everybody is allotted one job. The job allotted to Lakshmi is only wealth. The job allotted to Saraswati is only knowledge. So if you want that, you have to worship that deity. And if it is deity specific, also what happens? Rules and regulation also is very specific to that deity. The particular time, the particular way, all that comes into the picture. Because only if you do it in that manner, that deity will grant you. You can't do it in whatever way you want and go and ask that deity. This is Sakama Bhakti. First, it is deity specific. Second is you can't go to one deity and ask for all others. The rules are very specific. The rules are very clear, isn't it? For Krishna Ashtami, what do you have to give? No, but today for Krishna Ashtami, we feel like giving Kolkata. You can't give that, no? You can't give that. For Krishna Ashtami, we feel like giving Pandakam. You can't give that, no? For Rama Navami, you have to give. It's very specific. It's all very, only if you do that, you will get it. If you do that, you will get it. Specific job has specific duties. That's what it means. Please understand that. You worship, you want that, you will only get that. The third is what? The third, Ingada Sakama Bhakti loses its Bhakti itself in the first place. Why? The results are not predictable. The results are unpredictable. Why? Because somewhere down the line, you'll make an error, you'll make a mistake. Somewhere down the line, you'll make a mistake. Because of you having made the mistake, the result also will be Mishram. Mishram means mixed. So, Sakama Bhakti, deity specific, puja specific. What is the guarantee of the result? Unpredictable. Why? Because you can never do it. You can never do it in the way that it is prescribed. The fourth is what? Fourth is what? Verse number 21. Already he said. What did he say in verse number 21? Swargalokam vishalam kshine punye. Swargalokam vishalam kshine punye. So, you worship a deity, you stick to the rules, you do everything with so much of Shraddha, dedication. Chances are you may not get the result, and even if you get the result, it is Kshine Punye. Why get into this complication at all? For there is a different method. And that different method is what is called Nishkama Bhakti or Vedantic Bhakti. First thing in Nishkama Bhakti is what? Okay, Sakama opposite Nishkama. Understand it like that. Sakama opposite Nishkama. So in Sakama, it is deity specific. Abdina, in Nishkama, it's not deity specific. What a freedom that itself is. It's not deity specific. Not deity specific means you can go to any place of worship. You can go to any place in this planet and do your worship. You need not go and look for Middle East la poi Ramar koilam kattave vana. Because there are enough places of worship there. So many mosques are there. Why can't you just go in and worship? You go to there. But why wherever we go, we want to put a specific deity and a specific place of worship. This is called Sakama. And everybody will clap for Sakama only. Nobody will come to Nishkama. Why? They will want the benefit of Nishkama, but they will do Sakama. Are you able to follow? First thing in Nishkama is you don't need, it's not deity specific. If it is not deity specific, it will not be any temple specific. That itself is a big freedom. Secondly, Sakama is puja specific. Rules and regulations are very clear. In Nishkama, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. That's where you find all these great devotees are Nishkama Bhaktas. Shabari will taste the fruit and give it to God. Here, the tribal king placed his legs on, because he saw that she was going blind. What did he do? He placed where did he place the leg? In a location Purinulla. He's ready to pluck his eyes. After his eyes are plucked, he'll go blind. Now, where he will go and put the eyes? So he has to know the location first. So what he did to specify the location? What did he do to specify the location? He placed his leg on the face of the Lord. He placed his leg on the face of the Lord and plucked his eye and put. This freedom is possible only in this freedom in bhakti. You get it where? Only in Nishkama. So second is what? You can do puja in whatever manner you want. Or you can invent something new also. Doesn't matter. Abdinna, Nishkama is Vidhi Purvakam, Sakama is Avidhi Purvakam. The third, in Sakama, we say results are not guaranteed. In Nishkama, guaranteed. In Nishkama, result is guaranteed. How do you know result is guaranteed in Nishkama? Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayade mahado bayat. Little bit of this dharma, Nishkama, you practice, result is guaranteed. What are you worrying about? Lastly, the most important result or the only result this person is interested. What is the only result the person is interested here? Moksha. Moksha means aikyam. Moksha means aikyam. Sakama has a vidhi, but that is contrary to the vidhi. Sakama also has a vidhi. Sakama also has a rule, but he calls it as avidhi purvakam. Are you able to understand what is this avidhi purvakam now? You do little bit and what you want the result. You do little bit and you want the result to be big list they put, no? Isn't it? What all they put. What all they put. As in, this I want, this I want, this I want, this I want. Here he says, it doesn't work. This is verse number 23. But they do it with Shraddha. Because of that Shraddha, by the law, I will give them whatever they are worshipping for. Because of their dedicated pursuit, the same law, by the same law, I will give them whatever they are pursuing. So, comparison. Now he is comparing two types of devotion. One is for a specific result, another is for moksha, liberation. Clarifications now? Yeah, we'll take up those clarifications. First question. By not leaving our kshema to God, are people thinking big of themselves? Is this arrogance or self-power? Yes. God is so relaxed because of us. Mala. God is not at all busy. He is very relaxed. Only when people start asking for moksha, God becomes very busy. With all of us, he is very relaxed. Why? Why he is very relaxed? With all of us, he is very relaxed. Why? Because he has no job. We have taken it upon ourselves. No. Since we have taken it upon ourselves, God is very relaxed. Those who are seeking moksha will give the result, will give their yoga and kshema to God. Yes. Second clarification. If we feel we are not taken care of as a child, it could also mean karma. Not always that we did not pursue the knowledge or we did not do what we should have done. Same karma if affect us when we grow up. It is a responsibility of the person to apply knowledge, accept and surrender. If we feel we are not taken care of a child, you are wrong. The fact that you are sitting here now, you have been well taken care of. The fact that you are sitting here and asking this question means that person is well taken care of. So to say that I wasn't taken care of is wrong. What it means is what all I asked for, I didn't get. So taking care means what all I want, I should have given. If somebody is taking care of me means what all I want, if they have given, is that taking care? The fact taking care means what? Yoga and kshema in the three interpretations. Understand the three interpretations of yoga and kshema. Therefore, all are taken care of. We are blind to that. We are blind to the fact that we are taken care of. And we are just focusing on that one thing that is not going in our way, or that one thing that is not that one thing we are not having, make us so blind to the rest. So we are suffering because of our blindness. We are not suffering because we are not taken care of. The suffering is always because of the blindness. Suffering is not because we are not taken care of. So is it because of karma and all that? No. Making sure that karma is working is the ideal way of taking care of you. Again, I repeat, making sure the law works, making sure the karma functions is the most divine way of taking care of you. Why? Because you can exhaust that karma. Now that you learnt it, you can get out of the cycle. You follow, Mala? So, karma na punishment கிடையாது. Karma means you are well taken care of. You may not like that way, but then that's what you had asked for, what to do. So even that is being taken care of only. Next. Ananya Chinta could also mean offering all our actions to God. Right? Does it mean we carry our life and in the back of our mind offering all our work to God with an understanding we will accept any result as prasadam? Correct. Mala. Ananya Chinta means this. As I am doing my obligatory duties, as I am doing the Nitya Naimittika karmas, what all I should be doing, as I am doing my Nitya Naimittika karma, I develop an understanding. What is the understanding? Action will produce a result, and that result is the prasad. Action will produce a result. We have seen that. What type of result it will produce? 4 types. We know that already. Less, more, equal, opposite. Prasad means all 4 will come. I will get exactly what I want. I will get more than what I want. I will get less than what I want. I will get the opposite of what I want. Nevertheless, action will produce a result. Opposite of prasad buddhi is what? Of the 4, I decide, isn't it? Of the 4, I decide. You can decide only doing your obligatory duties. You have no right to decide the result. Karmanyevadikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma pala heturbuhu ma te sangosva karmani. Your right is in doing only. Because you are doing, don't think that you have a right over result also. We have seen already very clearly 40 chapter 2, 47 chapter 2, அதெல்லாம் புரியலன்றதுனால தான் இவ்வளவு எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷனே வருது. If that is understood, we need not after 53 we need not read Bhagavad Gita itself, because it's so complete there. Karmanyevadikaraste ma paleshu. Your adhikara, your right is in doing, but you have no right over the result. You have no right over the result. When you say you have no right over the result, means what? Your doing is one part. The support that is given to you for what you are doing is much, much more than what you can conceive of. Therefore, result is accordingly. But then the human mind says what? Of the 4, you decide. What do you decide? What you should not get? First thing, sir, idu varave kudadu, sir. What you should not get? Opposite should not come at all. Second, less than what I want also varagudadu. So of the 4, 2 you have decided that should not come to you. If I actually get what I want, I'll reconcile with it, sir. It's okay. I reconcile. And you'll do a very good favor to Lord Krishna by reconciling with the. But ideally, sir, what you should get? Always more than. Always more. Prasad Buddhi comes and says, whatever result comes to you is what you deserve. Whatever result comes to you is what is beneficial for you. That is why it has come. That's why it's called prasad. Whatever result has come to you, it is good for you. That's why it's called prasad. It's beneficial for you. It's a blessing. Out of ignorance, you may not understand it as a blessing. But how can failure be a blessing? Failure is what you are seeing it, but Karmanyevadikaraste decided that in this lies your welfare. Therefore, Ananya Chinta means what? You do your Nitya Naimittika karma, and the result is Prasada Buddhi. Correct. But the human mind always has a problem. What is the problem? Everybody wants more than, more. And the more than, isn't it? Kadiki pere more no ishta, isn't it? Yeah. Everybody wants more. Bargaining, sir. I should get the best deal, no? Isn't it? More, isn't it? Bargain, best deal, more. Prasad Buddhi says, so much of love and affection and compassion, I will ensure that failure after failure will come to you. Out of compassion and love, God says, out of genuine love for you, out of genuine compassion for you, I will make sure that more and more suffering will come to you. Why? Because that's what you are asking. I can't do anything. At least there is a chance. What is the chance? That you can wake up. This is Ananya Chinta. Okay.
Posted the chat.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Mala. We do ask for moksha. Why can't he say what we need to give up to get it? He simply asks us to look into our karma, which is not easy to understand and map it with the sukham and dukkham we go through. Correct. God is very clever in giving the Gita slokas so that we cannot catch him for not giving. Correct. You can never corner a madman and you can never corner a wise man. You know that, no? You can never corner a wise person and you can never corner a mad person also, because they will know how to tire you out, isn't it? Mad person will tire you out. You will get tired. They will not get tired, correct? They will go on and on saying the same thing. They won't be tired. Listening to it, you get tired and you. That's why you can never corner a mad person, nor you can corner a wise person. So, on a conclusion, God is very clever. Krishna is very clever. What? In giving the Gita sloka so that we cannot catch him for not giving. Correct. Mala. Now, let him be very clever. We will forgive him for that. Narayana. We do ask for moksha. Wrong. You are not asking for moksha. Full stop. First statement wrong. அவ்வளவுதான். அப்புறம் கிருஷ்ணா கொடுக்க மாட்டேன்றாருன்னு அவர் மேல கம்ப்ளைண்ட் போட்டாங்க ஸ்ரீகாந்த். Look at that. God is very clever னு அவர் மேல பழி போட்டாங்க. First statement, we do ask for moksha. No, you are not asking for moksha. Full stop. You are not just because you are using the word moksha, does it mean you are asking for moksha? Just because you come and say, I want moksha, does it mean that you are asking for moksha? Mala, not you. I'm saying you, generally I'm saying. Nobody is asking for moksha. Simplest indication. Somebody who's asking for moksha, முதல்ல இந்த கிளாஸ்ல உட்கார மாட்டாங்க. Simplest indication I have. இங்க யாராவது உட்கார்ந்தாங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு மோக்ஷா வேணும், அவ்வளவுதான். Because something not seriously. What is asking for moksha means? Asking for moksha says, my connection is only with you. I don't have any other connection. My connection is only with you. I only want you. That is moksha. When I lose 100,000 rupees, my stomach churns, correct? If you lose $1 million, your stomach is, something happens in your stomach, correct? Has it ever happened for God? It never happens. It will not happen. If it is happening, it means you have got mumukshatva. So a person asking for moksha has meaning only when mumukshatva is backing that moksha. Without mumukshatva backing, simply saying I want to moksha, you don't know what you are. You don't know what you are asking. You don't know what you are saying. Therefore, God says, since you don't know what you are asking, since you don't know what you are saying, how can I grant you? One. On the other hand, you are very clear in what you are. On the other hand, you are very clear as to where your attachment is. On the other hand, you are very clear where your attachments lies, isn't it? I am so worried about what is dharma, what is adharma, who's right, who is wrong, welfare association, non-welfare association, isn't it? Profit, loss. A person of moksha is not concerned about all these things. A person asking for moksha is not worried, is not concerned about all these things. That person's only focus is what? When the temple bell rang, Ramakrishna started crying. They asked, why are you crying? Oh my God, the temple bell rang. One more day has gone. One more day I have wasted. And I am yet to realize God. That is called moksha. That is called asking for moksha. One more day has gone. Ananya chinta. One more day has gone. Therefore, to say that we do ask for moksha is wrong. Nobody is asking for moksha. If you are asking for moksha, it means what? You have said no to so many things. Then only you can ask, then only you can say yes for moksha. But simply people use the word moksha, moksha, moksha. Self-realization, self-realization, God realization, moksha, moksha, liberation. People use these words. But these are all mere words. Why? Because it doesn't churn anything. The way you are upset when you lose your wealth, the way you are upset when somebody makes a remark about you, the way that you are upset when things don't go your way, the way you are upset when you have your own list of what is right, what is wrong, dharma, adharma, when you don't see people sticking to that, what all disturbances you are going through, and then that person says, I ask for moksha. Therefore, the question is very simple. We do ask for moksha, and assumption is wrong. You have to do your nitya naimittika karma, you have to do your karma bhakti, you have to do a sadhana chatushtaya, all that you have to do so that you develop an inner maturity. With that inner maturity, you will ask for moksha. Right now, you are not asking for moksha. Remember the difference. All that we are doing now is to develop an inner maturity so that one day I can ask for moksha. It's very, very clear. Therefore, this question. Seriya?
Sir,
Yes.
I have two questions. One is, you said accept everything as a prasad because we need to understand that what we are given is indeed good. It's a blessing.
Yes.
Understandable. But my simple question is, I'm also supposed to keep revising, revisiting my habits or my doing, the process or whatever, depending on what I do,
Yes.
in order to achieve what is set to achieve.
Yes.
So if I keep just accepting, then my ability to revise itself will go off. So I see a small conflict. So then how to understand? I mean, somewhere I'm expected to correct. I mean, generally there is a saying that, never accept, always keep the goal very high, etc.
You are mixing up two things. One is the attitude towards your result. Another is you have to cross-check whether your Shraddha is intact. Whatever you do, there are two different things. One is whatsoever you do, you have to ensure that you are doing it with Shraddha. And you got to check whether your Shraddha component is there or not. Distinct and different from that is your attitude towards the result. We are mixing up two things here. Are you able to understand, Malla? What you are supposed to revise, what you are supposed to revisit, what you are supposed to recheck. Is my Shraddha going? Is my Shraddha going? That you have to cross-check. What you need not cross-check, you need not cross-check the result. Blunder in thinking is you believe only if you get the result, your Shraddha has worked. Only if you get more than what you want, you think your actions are right. So you have a wrong assessment tool. What is a wrong assessment tool? You use the result to judge your own self. You use the result to assess. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, throughout the Shastras, they keep saying, don't use the result to assess yourself. Then what do you use? Then what do you use? That's the question. Then what do you use? Shraddha, the goal. Shraddha, the goal, the sankalpa. Shraddha, the goal, the sankalpa. This you can keep revisiting. There is no conflict at all. But then because of the problem that you have, the only way you assess yourself is by the result. So if result comes, you think you have done it rightly. If result doesn't come, you think you have not done it rightly. Therefore, even to revisit, you are dependent on the result. Here he says, no, don't do that. Don't depend on the result to revisit and reassess. Then what do you depend upon? Then what do you depend upon? Your Shraddha, the goal, the Sankalpa. Sankalpa means what is driving this? Sankalpa means what is driving this? What is driving this? I can say I have a goal and I may doing something in the opposite direction. There is no Sankalpa in the right direction. Goal is correct, but no Sankalpa. So what do you revisit? You keep revisiting this. You don't revisit you don't judge yourself based on the result. சரியா? Next one.
Sir, just one more follow-on question about that. We do ask for moksha.
Yes.
I mean, your point, obviously, it's undisputable. But the point is now blinda kekren. See, I'm getting into some trouble, and I say, fine, I don't want to be troubled by the worldly things. I just want to be with you. And then you're saying, no, you should have been like this, Ramakrishna, etc. Fine, but I may not even know. I may be over ambitious to reach moksha, but why can't then God answer me saying, see, this is the trouble, this is the point, this is the kind of trouble you made, this is where you should do this.
Correct.
You know, அது மாதிரி அந்த இது வந்து why then I'm sorry, I'm just trying to understand. I mean, I feel there's nothing wrong in saying, show me the path towards moksha. Only thing is the path is not given. And you're saying, no, you got to do all this. Whether that we don't know. I mean, if I knew, I would have possibly done it.
Correct. Now that you have known it, do it.
Wherever it is.
Yes, now that you have known it, do it. That's all. Where is the problem? If I had known it, if I had done this, if I had done that, இது போன ஜென்மாலே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், 100 ஜென்மாவுக்கு முன்னாடியே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், எனக்கு ராமகிருஷ்ண பரமஹம்ச அப்பாவா வந்திருக்கணும், விவேகானந்தர் பிரதரா வந்திருக்கணும், இப்படின்னு சொல்லினே போலாம் மோக்ஷா. Now that you have known it, do it. That's all. It's over. சரியா மாலா, புரியுறதா? He is showing the path. He is showing the path. You want a path that is, the path that he is showing is not acceptable to you. So you are asking for, you are waiting for the path where he will agree with you and say, do it. He is not going to agree with you. The path is very clear. What is the path? What is the path? Nitya Naimittika Karma, no Raga Dvesha. It's very clear. Nitya Naimittika Karma, no Raga Dvesha. Nitya Naimittika Karma, no Raga Dvesha. It is very clear. Mind is not willing to accept it. Again and again and again, he is giving various logics to make us get convinced. Still, we will not get convinced. Don't worry. You know, 9 chapter irke. Mala. Seriya? Next, Bharat. How can the activity or work be purvakam? What is avidhi? First thing, how can the activity or work be purvakam? See, avidhi means that the law says Nishkama karma, Nishkama bhakti is the vidhi. The law, vidhi means the law. The law says, when it comes to karma, it should be Nishkama. When it comes to bhakti, it should be Nishkama. So that is very clear. That is the vidhi. Avidhi means anything sakama becomes avidhi. All that is sakama becomes avidhi. Even though it is contrary to the vidhi, one part of the law is followed. What is the law? One part of the law. Even though it is contrary to sakama nishkama, that sakama is also done with shraddha. If that sakama is done with shraddha, that shraddha is purvakam. They do it with that shraddha. So, since the sakama activities are done with shraddha, what will they get? They'll get the respective result. But what they will not get, moksha they will not get. Therefore, when it becomes avidhi purvakam, when the purvakam becomes avidhi, that's why I said, sankalpa decides. Bharat. Sankalpa decides. That is where we say, that's why we say, any sankalpa, what you should ask for, jnana vairagya siddhyartham. Instead of saying, mama saha kudumbanam and etc., you should say, jnana vairagya siddhyartham. If I am doing this prayer, I am doing this puja for jnana vairagya siddhyartham, it is vidhi. If the sankalpa is not this and rest of the things, it is avidhi. When it becomes avidhi, the sankalpa, the desire, the karma determines it. Yes, Bharat.
Namaskaram, Guruji. Yes. See, you're right, because I was thinking in that sense, anything which is purvam or
Yes.
purvakam
Yes.
means it's a completeness, correct?
Yes.
So even though they are magnanimous in saying that you follow one and then you become closer to whatever realization you want,
Yes.
but the word purvakam means complete in all aspects. So the
Yes.
question I wanted to ask was, when avidhi is not as per the specified
Yes.
aspects,
Yes.
even though we take a sankalpam and we do it with all the shraddha which we have,
Yes.
still it is not purvam
Yes.
or purvakam.
Yes.
So in that aspect, I was looking at whether this particular construct, uh, it's like saying, a wise fool.
Yes. Correct. Correct.
Forgot the actual
Yes.
list, but kindly excuse me for saying this, but it means like that. I mean, so what happens in that is we start diluting certain aspects of what the Vidi states in
Yes.
term for our convenience. And
Yes.
so,
Yes.
is this what I was going through my mind? So I asked this question, that's all.
Yeah. Correct. Purvakam, Purvam, Purvesham, all comes from the same root, Purvam, the past, the tradition. The word Purvakam comes from, it means the tradition, the past. Avidhi Purvakam, the word that is used in that verse is, though contrary to traditional practice. Avidhi Purvakam. What is avidhi here? Asking for anything other than moksha is avidhi. Asking for anything other than moksha is avidhi. But the people have a misunderstanding. What is a misunderstanding? They think they are following the traditional practices because I am only following the traditional practice of the sankalpa, how it is said in the past. I am following the tradition, I am following the culture, etc. But still, how would you call it as avidhi purvakam? That is why he bringing the distinction of sakama bhakti and nishkama bhakti. So in sakama bhakti, like we distinguished in the beginning, sakama bhakti and nishkama bhakti. So nishkama bhakti, the freedom and the liberality of the nishkama bhakti, the people sakama bhaktas have started taking. The liberality given to nishkama bhaktas, who started taking it? The sakama people started taking it. So neither they get this nor that. Later on, is going to say Patram Pushpam Palam Toim in the same chapter. Later on, is going to say that. This freedom, Arjuna, is given to whom? There is a freedom in bhakti that is given. That freedom in bhakti is given to whom? To the Nishkama people. But what people are doing today? The Sakama people, because of the Kutarka type of intellect.
Right.
Sakama people, because of the Kutarka type of intellect, they take all the freedom that the Nishkama has and they believe that they will also get the same thing. For which he is saying, no. Clearly understand the distinction. The distinction of Sakama and Nishkama. Understand the distinction of Sakama and the Nishkama. And also understand how the respective results come. So what is he saying in 23? Avidhi Purvakam here means, though contrary to traditional practice. What is the traditional practice? Anaryajustam Aswargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. He started by saying that. In second chapter, when Krishna spoke for the very first time, he says, Anarya Jushtam, Aswargyam, Akirti Karmarjuna. What is this Anaryan? That Anarya is contrary to traditional practice. What is Arya? Not in the way that governor and chief minister is fighting today. Aryan and Anaryan. Not that fight. Arya means the one who has moksha as the goal. Anarya, so contrary to traditional practice, means the Anaryans, those who don't have moksha as the goal. That's why I started by saying, whatever deity you are worshipping, they indicated your desire. Whatever deity you are worshipping, that worshipping the deity is the indication of your desire. Are you able to follow this? Whatever deity you worship, is your desire is indicated through that.
Right.
That is Avidhi Purvakam. The Purvakams didn't do it. Now I am contradicting. They said it only to bring a maturity. They said it, do all this so that you develop an inner maturity, what we call as sadhana chatushtaya sampat.
Okay.
You do all that so that you develop the sadhana chatushtaya sampat, gain that inner maturity, and then moksha becomes a meaningful pursuit. So what they are doing it here, neither they are using it for their inner maturity. Inner maturity, technically we call it as Chitta Shuddhi. The modern day terminology is self-development. The technical word is Chitta Shuddhi. The modern day terminology is self-development. For what? Inner two, so that your pursuit of moksha becomes meaningful.
Okay.
That's the connection. So it is Vidhi Purvakam. Worshipping other gods becomes Vidhi Purvakam when it is done for Chitta Shuddhi. Other deities you worship not for Chitta Shuddhi becomes Avidhi Purvakam now. Are you able to understand? That's how he is going back and he is going back and forth is going. Distinguishing the Sakama and Nishkama, that's all. He's only distinguishing fundamentally these two. Is it okay, Bharat?
Yes, I think that's the Chitta Shuddhi is very good. I think that is important.
That is the purpose. Vidhi Purvakam is you do all this. You do your Sandhya prayers, you do your Nitya Naimittika karma, you do whatever you are supposed to do, all that you do. For what? Sankalpa is very important. When you do all this, you do it for Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi. Self-development. Self-development. Then it is Vidhi Purvakam. It is not Avidhi Purvakam. If it is not done for self-development, it becomes
Avidhi Purvakam.
Avidhi Purvakam. But still they will get it. Because for the element of Shraddha with which they are doing, they have to get it. Is it okay? Bharat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anshu. Verse 22. Okay. She's gone to verse 22. What is she saying? Implication. If you are not taken care of means you did not do what you ought to do. But we also say success as well as failure is prasad, yoga kshema. Failure at one point is not doing enough. At another level, it is prasad. How do we differentiate? Anshu. Again, two things are getting mixed up. If you are not taken care of means your growth will be taken care of. Your spiritual growth is what is meant here, not material, worldly result. You use this word, it will become clear now. You follow? If you are not taken care of, means if your spiritual growth is not happening, it means you did not do what you ought to do. That is as far as the spiritual goal is concerned, spiritual growth is concerned. What attitude you should have in relation to that which you get at the transactional level? So there is a result at the transactional level. There is the result which is your spiritual growth. That which you get at the transactional level is prasada buddhi. That if your growth is not happening, you revisit and check somewhere you didn't do what you ought to do. Therefore, failure at one point is not doing enough. At what point it is? When the growth is not happening, when your inner growth is not happening, when your self-development is not happening, it means you are not doing enough. For your self-development to happen, you do certain worldly actions only, nitya naimittika karma. And when you are doing those nitya naimittika karma, there will be a worldly result also. That worldly result, how do you understand that worldly result? What attitude you have towards the worldly result? Prasada buddhi. This is how you differentiate. So failure is in relation to your inner growth, self-development. Prasada buddhi is in relation to the transactional result. You follow?
Yes.
The transactional result means you make sure that you have two modems, isn't it? If one modem is failed, another modem backup you have. Both modem fails. What to do? Correct? Now, from my side, I have taken enough things. Now, whether it will work or not in the transactional level is not under my control. If it fails, prasada buddhi. I'm not agitated there. Isn't it? I plan in advance. I have this thing about going on time. I plan advance. I do everything. I get onto the road. Two buses met with an accident and I'm held up for 3 hours. I missed it. How much can you take responsibility for the failure? How much can you take? Are you able to follow the question? You have taken enough things at your level. You have done things and your focus is on inner growth. And you are doing things in the world for your inner growth. And when you are doing things for your inner growth, it will give you a worldly result. That worldly result attitude you have is prasada. Did I help you, Anshu?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So one thing is your growth. Another thing is the transactional result. So when we say 4 types of result, obviously the 4 types of result is in relation to the transactional world, not your inner growth. In your inner growth, there are no 4 results and all, Anshu. When you are working for your inner growth, 4 types of results and all don't exist. There's only one result. What is that result? Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. One result, guaranteed result. Ananya sintayando mam yajana paryupasade tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. These 4 types of results and all don't come into play there. Why they don't come into play there? Because Ananya Chinta, you are worshipping me. Krishna is saying, you have joined my party. Since you have joined my party, result is very different for you. There, those 4 types of result don't exist. These 4 types of result is applicable only to the transactional worldly results, not for your inner growth. Because for your inner growth, you can never get more than what you want. You can never get less than what you want. You can never get exactly opposite, and all will never happen. Why? Who is giving you the guarantee? Ananya Sintayanto Mam, he said it here. But in chapter 2 itself, he hit a 6. In chapter 2 itself, he said, isn't it? Neha Vikramanasho Osti Pratyavayo Navidyate Swalpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayade Mahato Bhaya. There is no such thing called Krama Nasha, Arjuna. What are you talking? There is no such thing called Nasham here. Swalpam, little bit of this dharma is enough. Trayade Mahato Bhayat. It means if a little bit of it, if you follow, you will be protected from great fears. And we are living in great fears implies what? Even that swalpam we are not doing. Even that swalpam, even that little bit we are not doing. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Beautiful verse. Remember that it's a law. Huh? Remember that it's a law. Verse number 47 is a law. Verse number 48 is a law. Verse number 40 is a law. Chapter 2. That's why we keep quoting it again, and it's a law, it is. It's a law, it is. Now he dramatizes it in a beautiful way. Ananya Sintayanto Mam Ejana Pariyupasate Tejam Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshema Mahameham, and all is a further iteration, a further elaboration on the same. So, success or failure is always in relation to the transactional world only. When it comes to spiritual growth, inner growth, self-development, chitta shuddhi, there is only one thing. What? There is no nasham there. There is no nasham there. How do you know it? You can understand it through logic and reason, and you can understand it through your own little bit of sadhana. Little bit of tapas you do, little bit of sadhana you do, you understand it. Both combined gives you the conviction to go to the next level of growth. You follow? Finally, that inner maturity you can ask for. Finally, with that inner maturity, you will ask for moksha. You follow? Even chitta shuddhi is for moksha only. But there, it doesn't really churn you up. That's all. That's the only difference. Even chitta shuddhi you do for what? Inner maturity you want to gain, self-development for self-realization. Even there, the goal is self-realization. But mumukshatva isn't there. What is mumukshatva means? Ananya Chinta. Mumukshatva means world stops bothering you. Remember that. You are thoroughly contented in relation to the world. That is mumukshatva. Your contentment is complete in relation to the world. That is mumukshatva. That's why nothing in the world attracts you after that. You follow what is mumukshatva? Mumukshatva is not a solution for the sufferings of life. Moksha is not a solution for the sufferings of life. What is mumukshatva? You are so contented in the world that you have understood everything in relation to the world as toys. And you are refusing to play with toys. That is mumukshatva. Are you able to follow? Mumukshatva is a contentment. A contented state in relation to the world. Discontented because the union didn't happen. Aikyam didn't happen. That's all. Mumukshatva is the aikyam didn't happen. That's the only concern there. And you are thoroughly contented in relation to everything in relation to the world. Are you able to follow what mumukshatva is? People generally misunderstand mumukshatva means where there is pain, suffering, they want freedom from that suffering. No. A person of mumukshatva has no suffering in relation to the world. Or only suffering is because aikyam didn't happen. That's all. You need to understand mumukshatva itself in a complete sense. Is it okay, Anshu? Yeah. With this, we conclude for today and we continue with 24. Yeah, we'll continue with 24 onwards in the next session.